Good evening, everyone. I think my chatbot is going a little crazy because it's not functioning correctly on certain things. So let me try this again. Um, how is everyone tonight? Okay, there it now it's working. And we are not making a wreath, by the way. I did see somebody put in exclamation project and it said we're making a Christmas wreath. We're not doing that tonight. So let's see if I got it working because for some reason it picked up on last week's or Thursday night's message. Let's see if it got it right now. Yep, we're making ornaments. Okay, so it looks like it's working properly. How is everybody tonight? What is everybody up to tonight, too? Hope you guys are having, or hope you had a wonderful Saturday. I actually had a good Saturday because I had some friends from Los Angeles that were visiting in town. So we had lunch and we kind of spent the day. Well, they spent the day shopping. I just tagged along. So it was nice to see them. And right now they're at an Adele concert. You know the singer Adele. Okay, let's do some shout outs to see who is here. Hello, Miss Kenona Show. Glad you made it here tonight. It must be late for you. Um, and Kim Burris is here. She's saying, and Jim Bennett is here. Hi, Jackie. Glad you made it here tonight. Remember to thumbs up. Thank you, Kim. Diane Watson says, hey, let's make some ornaments. Okay. We got Katie, the Greenland Quilter here. Hello, Katie. And Linda Fugate is here. Hi, Linda. Um, Kim, I do have to send you the email that you requested last time. I forgot to do that, so I'm sorry, but I will do that as soon as I get off of tonight's live. Tonight I was kind of actually planning to do some office behind the scenes stuff for the YouTube channel. So I will be sending you that tonight. Hopefully you'll get it by tomorrow morning. Well, actually, you should get it later tonight. What am I saying? Um, okay, there's the chatbot coming in. Let's see. Hello, Mozilla. Glad you made it here tonight. Let me just say this. It is very, very windy. It's been windy all day here in Las Vegas. Probably like about, what, 30-mile-per-hour winds going on right now with gusts, and it's just kind of blowing things around. So if you do hear a lot of shaking of the windows and the glass, that's what's going on. There's not a riot or anything going outside. Let's see. Okay. Jackie says she put up a mini tree. Oh, you know what? I should do that on a live. Thank you for that idea, Jackie. Because I need to set up I have like a mini tree that I wanted to just put right on the crafting table here somewhere. And then I was going to angle the camera so that you could actually see it while we're crafting on a live. So, maybe we'll do that next time. Let's see. Kim says, I got a call from my youngest. She and the kids will be here Wednesday. Her husband will be here as soon as he drops his rig off in St. Louis. Oh, that's good news, Kim. You get to spend time with family. Hello, Linda Faust. Haven't seen you in a while, but glad you made it here tonight. Got one little book finished for the youngest grandson. Okay. Hey, Judy Hebert. Okay, so what am I making tonight? Well, as the where's my cameras? Okay, there it is. So as the title says, not what the bot was saying, but although it is corrected now, we're going to be making some ornaments. And I am doing let's see, this style of ornament. So I was looking for where this fabric went. I think I might have used it all by now. This is a fairly simple ornament to make. And we will embellish it as much as we can tonight because I'm still kind of, well, there's a huge pile of stuff over there that I haven't sifted through yet. So I'll probably find some things. I know some of my Christmas decorations are in there, or Christmas crafting stuff is in there. So yeah. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to use this fabric here that I still have because I want to actually kind of sort of fussy cut this motif. I do have a pattern piece here that I use to trace on the back. I've already traced it on here, but this is just basically if you got something like a orange wedge, or the peel thing, or you can make your own like how I did. They're not that hard to do. All you got to really do is just figure out, this has got to be, the widest part is about 1.5 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches. You can make it wider. In fact, on some of the other templates that I made, I've made them extra wide. This one was too wide and I had a lot of excess fabrics, and you'll see what I mean by that. But I used this one. I got a number of them in here, by the way. I just pick one, whichever one I use or feel like using tonight. So I use that template. I trace it on the back or the wrong side of the fabric. And you'll need a total of 8 of these pieces. So I'm going to use this fabric in conjunction with the buffalo check there. 3-inch styrofoam ball. Okay, get the one that is smooth, and you'll know it's the correct one because you do have that center line where the two halves kind of come together. I refer to that as the equator. And then you have a marking. Hopefully the camera can pick it up there. That's the North Pole, that's what I call it. And then on the opposite end, there is a similar marking where I call that the South Pole. You can't, well, yeah, that marking you can't see on camera, but it is there. Okay, pen, measuring tape. I got my craft knife, or actually this is a box cutter, but it works just as well. Whoops. And tucking tool. Now I'm using an artist's palette knife. The handle broke off a long time ago, but it's still usable. You just want, basically you just want something really thin to kind of slide and tuck in the fabric. So you'll see how I use this. Those of you who've been following the channel, you've seen me make these things before, so nothing new. All right. So with the 3-inch ball, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it on the equator line. Just do a mark like that. And the measurement I'm using is 1 3/16. So from that first initial mark, I'm going to just measure 1 3/16. Now some of your, actually a lot of rulers don't have that 1/16 of an inch mark. Just find your 1/8 mark and your 1/4 inch mark. I don't know if you can actually see that, and then just mark a line right in between there. So that's what I'm doing. And what we're doing is we're just kind of sectioning off 8 different sections here. But we're gonna sort of split this entire styrofoam ball and divide it into 8 different sections. Whoops. I hope I made sense by saying that. You know, sometimes you talk and you're trying to talk and work and give instructions at the same time. Yeah. You have to kind of learn to multitask on these lives. Now, it's not an exact measurement. The last one will be a little bit off, or might be a little bit smaller, might be a little bit bigger, but it should be pretty darn close. And I'm just marking it. Here's the last one. Okay, I'm gonna go 1 1/8. So 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, one of the measurements is off. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So where is this one then? Okay, so it's this one that's off. I'm gonna. Okay, and don't worry about. You can adjust your markings. Not to really worry because you're going to be covering this whole thing with fabric anyway. So as long as the marking doesn't come through, you should be fine. Okay, so here's my North Pole. I'm gonna take my tape measure and I'm gonna mark a line. Whoops. And then gonna find, sorry. And then I'm gonna mark that line all the way through down to the South Pole. Then from the South Pole, there should be another marking to match it up to on the other end. And I usually don't get it perfectly straight, but I never said I was. There. So it's pretty straight. Close enough for me. Or as we say in accounting, close enough for government work. Okay, so we're gonna do that to the next one. Put that mark there. And we'll adjust it to where the this one is kind of off, but good enough for me. There we go. Now we got 2. Actually, we got 4 sections marked off. So what is everyone up to tonight besides watching me? Is anybody sewing anything or anybody crafting anything? Or are we just all here to listen and watch? Watch me make up my... And I will continue that. Towards the other end. There. And last one. Or last set of markings. Is the mark. There it is. And there we go. So these markings are not perfect, but they're, I mean, you really can't tell that it's, one of them's a little bit off. Okay. So 1 3/16 on a 3-inch diameter styrofoam ball. Remember that measurement. Okay. Let me see who else checked in tonight. Hello, Miss Sheila Willis. Glad you made it here. We put up our tree on December 1st and take it down January 1st. Okay, that's Jim Bennett. Normally, I would actually put up my tree the day after or the weekend after Halloween because it's a whole production to get it up and take it down. And I will try and keep it up as long as I can, but usually I'll take it down by Martin Luther King holiday. So, yeah. Hello, Miss Pro Medina. Hi, Lizette. She says she just finished watching a movie. Glad to catch you live now that I'm back on the East Coast. I saw those pictures, Lizette. I am totally jealous. Yeah, everybody's going home but me. Let's see, what else did I miss here? Hi, June. That's June Hansen. Hello, hello. Suzanne Taylor is here. Jackie says she's just winding down before bed. Okay. June Hansen says, I was embroidering, but now in bed watching you. Okay. Well, glad you guys are stopping by. Katie the Greenland Quilter says, I finished quilting my Batik Love Block Prairie Flower Seed quilt. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Now I'm ready to cut the fabric for binding and getting it sewn on. Okay. Diane Watson says she is hand sewing a brick wall quilt. You know, Diane, if I didn't know any better, I would I would totally have a different image of what you're doing. Okay, and Lizette says she is starting a Bonnie Hunter mystery. Step 1 is prepped and ready to go. Okay, and Katie says, I'm also looking up info on all the sharps I have in my drawers. Got a secret coming up. Okay, secret project. Jim Bennett says, we tried leaving a 4-foot tree up year round and decorated it for each holiday. Gave up on July. Okay. Okay, so I got my box cutter. You can use a craft knife if you don't have one, or you could even just use a razor. Not razor, what do you call it? Yeah, razor blade. Anything sharp to kind of cut through the styrofoam. Now, you're not dissecting the styrofoam. You're not like cutting it in half. You're just kind of making a groove here. And I'm just sliding the knife about maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch deep. And I'm just going all the way around on that line. Okay, that's that one. Here we go. Here's the second one. Okay. Safety tip, notice I'm using my left hand to rotate it. There's nothing here. Don't do it this way, because if in fact you run the knife, you run the risk of cutting yourself there. So always kind of cut it, or when you cut it, either if you're right-handed, it's probably best to cut left to right sideways, but if you're left-handed, do it the exact opposite. Oh, already cut that. And notice I'm keeping the knife. I'm keeping the knife still. I'm actually just turning the ball itself, which I do find helps. A lot of people tend to kind of try and like how you cut meat or something with a regular kitchen knife. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. You just want to hold the knife, just rotate the ball. You'll find it much easier and you'll get a much smoother cut. You do have to make sure though that you do have a sharp knife to work with, and or razor blade, whatever you're using to cut. If you do have a styrofoam cutter, you can use it, but you're gonna have to work fast with it because you don't want to cut too deep into the styrofoam. And well, if you're experienced with the styrofoam cutter, then you should be okay. I bought one, but I haven't used it much, so I'm not that comfortable using it for this project. So, but you can use it if you do have one. Okay. Now I'm gonna open up that cut a little bit just by putting my little palette knife and just running it in the grooves there. I do find that it's a little easier to do the next step when the opening is a little wider than just the razor blade cutting it through. So I'm just kind of sticking the knife in there, kind of rocking it all the way down. Oh, by the way, if you do use a palette knife, use the metal ones. Don't use the plastic ones because they will break. I did buy one year. I mean, Dollar Tree had it on, or was selling it on sale. There's never a sale on Dollar Tree. Come on. But I did buy one from the Dollar Tree. It was plastic, and it didn't. Yeah, it broke the first time I used it. So I don't recommend the plastic ones. Just get the metal ones, and they're not that expensive. Like, I think I got this for less than $5. So okay, so Kimber says my little aluminum tree will go up as soon as I get some room. It's the tree my dad bought in 1961. I love it. Yes, it's vintage. Aluminum tree. I've never heard of an aluminum tree. Huh. Does anyone use the Huffy Desk for your sewing machine? I do not. I'm pretty sure somebody else out there might, though. Jim Bennett says, I'm getting old enough, I just want to stay home even if I miss out on the holiday. Oh, come on, Jim. You gotta enjoy it with family. Or with friends, maybe. Friends can be family, too. Sheila Willis says she's working on Storm at Sea, just piecing. Need to sandwich the DM2 quilt and boho quilt to get it ready to quilt. Okay. Good night, Judy. Sorry. Jackie says, Eric, have you tried using a seam ripper instead of the box cutter? To cut the styrofoam, it's not going to work with the seam ripper. I will tell you that. I know people that have tried, and I've tried it myself. It's not a pretty cut. And I think it might just damage the styrofoam so much to the point where you really just can't use it for these ornaments. So I do recommend just going with a box cutter instead of a seam ripper. You could probably use the seam ripper in place of this tool, or the palette knife, because you can kind of use it, or you can kind of use the point to kind of tuck in the fabric, which is what I'm about to do. But someone else tried that, or someone else told me try using the seam ripper. I did try it, not pretty. So I personally just don't recommend it. The silver aluminum tree were quite popular in the 60s and 70s. You can't put lights on them, so most people used rotating color wheels. Okay, that's interesting. Never heard of it. Alright, so I already traced on my pattern on the back side, or the wrong side of the fabric. I'm just going to go ahead and now trim it out. You can use scissors. I'm using a rotary cutter here, but you can use scissors if you're not so comfortable doing like a free motion cut like this, or just take your time with it. Okay. Fairly simple. Now this does not have to be exact, because most of this is just gonna get tucked away, or the edges are gonna get tucked away into the grooves that we just made on the styrofoam ball. So as long as you got the general shape, you're good to go. And when you do cut, if you don't know this trick from cutting curves on fabric, notice that I'm keeping my rotary cutter. I'm just going straight in one direction. Rotate the fabric instead. So if I cut this curve, I'm just going to move my rotary cutter, but notice that I am turning the fabric. Let me trim that piece off there. And I'm just going to turn the fabric to make that curve cut. Okay, I see a lot of people, especially if they're working on like a drunkard's path, they tend to go like that. If you're using a template, that's fine. But if you mark it on the back of your fabric, it is a lot easier to just keep the rotary cutter moving in one direction and then just rotate the fabric. Okay. And you could probably do it a lot faster too. So let's see how fast I can do this one. And you get a much cleaner cut, I noticed. Now again, if you're not comfortable cutting in this style, you can use your scissors. These fabric scraps, I'm gonna keep them because I'm making a jar of just nothing but these little fabric scraps. Actually, I could probably put some of this in the crumb bin, but I will stash this somewhere. Okay. And I forgot to do the poll, or I forgot to deactivate that. So let's make up a question. Somebody ask a question. Let's all answer it. And before I forget, let's do this. So if you type in exclamation raffle, I am giving away something tonight. And what is that something? Well, you already saw one of them. I have a set of these ornaments. 4 of them. In which one of you lucky people are going to get a set. So Okay, now if you are watching and you're typing in the comment section, sorry I don't see that, and that does not qualify to enter into the raffle or to enter into the giveaway. So again, it's exclamation raffle and you do have to type it in the chat, not in the comment section of the video, in which I know a lot of people type in there. Okay, so I'm going to give these away to somebody, one lucky person. Okay, but while that is going on, let's go back to this ornament here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take one of my fabric pieces, generally line it up so that one point reaches there, one point reaches there. You want to make sure that the fabric does in fact overlap the grooves or the cuts that you previously did. Anywhere from a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch is fine, or maybe in this case seam allowance, that'll work. And you're just gonna tuck in the edges. So how I like to start is I will start from the center, or eyeball where the center is, and I'm using my tool to kind of feel where that groove is, and I'm just gonna slide the fabric in. And as I'm doing that, I'm holding right here on the North Pole and the South Pole with the thumb and my middle finger, because what you will find is the fabric is, as you tuck in one side, the fabric is going to kind of slide around. Now you can use glue, and which I do see people that use like a glue stick and just kind of tack the fabric down before they start tucking it in. I don't do that, but you can. And it's just a matter of getting the fabric kind of tucked in there. And just like that, we have our first piece in there. And I'm going to alternate it between the buffalo check and my regular fabric. Now, there it is. So I'll tuck that in there. Okay. Okay. Now, if you cut the pieces, like obviously these buffalo check pieces are way thicker than the other piece or the print fabric. Don't feel like you have to tuck all of that excess in. You can take your scissors and just kind of trim it off a little bit. Let me grab the scissors. So I'm going to take all of that excess and just kind of cut it off. Just trim off all of that excess fabric there because we kind of cut it a little too big. Going to tuck the rest of it in there. able to squeeze this one in. That little piece, yep, tuck that, and then the corner, the top corner and the bottom corner are always the most difficult for me, in which I'll fold that in a little bit and then tuck it. There we go. Okay. Then we can alternate it again with, now if you got a directional print, just make sure that you don't have one piece facing this way and then the next piece going the opposite way. Like in this case, there is words. It does say Merry Christmas there, so I want to make sure that that's upright, and I want to make sure that the next piece, if it kind of matches the same direction. There's the groove. Where is it? Right there. Okay, there we go. And just like that, it's all tucked in. Has anyone made this style of ornament before? I'm just kind of curious. Or am I the only one that does this? Okay, after this piece, let me check in on what's going on with the chat. Okay. Let's see. Katie says they're super cute. Well, thank you. Diane June Hansen says pretty. Thank you, thank you. We got people entering into the raffle or the giveaway. So it is working. Okay, Kristen Lauster says, very clever idea. I had not seen this one before. Kristen, there's actually a number of YouTubers that actually do this technique. They do a lot more intricate stuff though. It's based off of a Japanese ornament technique called kimekomi. Let me spell that for you, in which you can kind of look it up. It's not difficult to do. Let me see if I can spell it. Kimekomi. It's a Japanese ornament technique. And kimekomi just means to tuck. And so other creators, what they will do is they will actually glue, before they start tucking in the fabrics, they will actually glue like batting, or just to make it a little bit softer or give it a softer appearance. I kind of find that just to be an extra step, so I don't do that, but you can if you want to, or there's no problem with that, with doing that. But kimekomi is a Japanese technique in which they will use, again, they will tuck in something, fabric in this case, on a decorative ornamental ball. Actually, I could cut it even more. Okay, and you don't necessarily have to use a 3-inch ball, although the 3-inch size is the most common styrofoam ball. You can go bigger. I've done a 6-inch one, but let me tell you, it's not, I would probably recommend you do a 3-inch ball if you're gonna do this. Simply because it's easier before you tackle on the bigger one. Okay, notice what I just did there is I started tucking the fabric, but then if it starts looking kind of wonky and if you get a pleat somewhere, you know, you can always just take it out and restart. There it is. Okay, The other thing I would also suggest you do when you do tuck in your fabric is start with one side and then work both sides at the same time. So notice that I started on here, this end, and then tucked in that in. That'll help kind of stabilize the fabric a little more from shifting every which direction. And then I work my way down to the point there. Again, you can use a glue stick and just kind of run some glue down. I tend not to do that, but that helps with the fabrics, or it helps to stabilize the fabric. So we'll go down that way, then we'll come down there, and then we will tuck in, whoops, and I'm just going to tuck in the rest. Okay, if your top and your bottom points, or actually this is the top point and that's the bottom, because I do have a directional fabric here. But if the poles don't look so pretty, or you don't have the fabrics quite tucked in all the way, like this, I'm probably not even going to worry. This little flap here, I could squeeze it, or I could just leave it. But if the top and the bottom don't look pretty, don't worry about it, because you're going to be covering that more than likely with a hanger and a big bowl, just like these. So it's going to get covered up, and you can also cover up the bottom with beads or whatever you have to embellish it. Let's see. Someone got a haircut. Yep. It was irritating me, so I just had to chop it off, Nancy. Hello, Miss Irish Sale Lady. Looks like Eric is getting ready for Christmas. It's going to be here before we know it. I'm not ready. Neither am I. I don't have my tree up yet. Okay, I haven't made these, but I zone out watching you make them. Okay, Suzanne. And Nancy says, no, it looks easier than using pins. For me, it's a lot faster than doing one of those folded. Do I have it? Because I also do the other style of ornament. I know I have it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, where did you go? Oh, where did you go? I know I had, oh, no, that's not the bag. Oh, well. I had a bag full of them. Where did you go? Ah! Here you are. So I do also, there's a ton of people that do this style of ornament where it's fabric folding. These are fairly simple to make too. They just take a lot of time because there's about 32 different pieces of fabrics that you got to fold and pin it to the styrofoam ball. This one's a little incomplete because I'm trying to figure out where I put this green fabric. So I have to complete this one. But like with this ornament, it's fairly quicker because the hardest or the most time-consuming part to all of it is doing the markings and cutting out these individual pieces. Okay. Chop that off a little bit more. Let's see, I love the light blue ribbon. That's Suzanne Taylor. Jim Bennett says he's made ones where you cut small squares and poke them onto the balls with a blue blunt pencil. Oh. Hello, Miss Remo J. Christian Lauster says, I do the one that is in a star pattern with the pieces in squares and pinned on. Okay, so I think she's referring to this style. Those are good projects to take with you. By the way, like like I used to just put the styrofoam ball in a plastic Ziploc and have all the fabric pieces kind of cut. And if I was going somewhere where I knew I would be sitting in a waiting room, or I used to catch the bus to work or public transportation to work, and so I would have that and I would be working on those ornaments or that style of ornament while on the bus, or maybe I was listening to like some music or in a podcast of some sort. So, but those are actually ornaments in general. They're good projects to just kind of do if you're waiting, like for a doctor's appointment, or if you're in a wait room of some sort. I used to do it on my lunch hour. I don't have to this year, knock on cutting board, that my mother didn't call me with a huge order. And thank goodness, because she knows I'm busy right now. But it's mom, what are you gonna do? Excess in there. Okay, last two. Did I get it right? Yep. So I have an extra piece. Okay, trim this one down. Let's make sure that I have all the correct fabrics in the right direction. Looks like I did. Even if you don't have it in the right direction though, if the print is busy enough, most people are probably not even going to notice it, because they'll be so dazzled by the beauty of the ornament. Of course, if I did have one turned backwards, I'm pretty sure one of you would have caught it and start screaming in the chat, hey, turn that one around. Like how I did my half square triangles this past Wednesday, on this Wednesday's live. Somebody said, hey, you got your triangles turned around. And I didn't even notice until that person pointed it out. So thank you for that. Okay. Thank you, Candace. She's saying those are beautiful ornaments. Well, thank you, Jim. He put a link to the video where I actually made one of this style of ornament. It is a long video. Let me just say that, though. But I kind of break it down or break down the steps toward making one of those. So if you're interested in making one of these or this style of ornament, check out that video. Again, not difficult to do, just time consuming. And goes this way, so that's the direction. Okay, and so we are just about done with the fabric portion of this. Again, I'm not going to worry so much about the poles because it's all, excuse me, it's going to just get covered up anyway, but I can kind of fiddle with it and then just make sure that the fabric is tucked in. If it's gonna, there are times where I've seen some of these ornaments kind of unravel. If it is gonna unravel, it's gonna unravel from one of these points here, not so much in the middle seams. Okay, and that's because usually, well, like as you see with this ornament, it's kind of secured by there's a bunch of pins in here. I know you can't see it on camera, but that cord, in order to get the cord secured on there, I kind of pushed a lot of dressmaker pins in there. Sometimes I just hot glue it on too. It just depends on what I'm using, if it's thick enough to hold a pin. Okay. Lori Clark says, I've done this technique with a flat piece of foam and a coloring book picture. Oh. Hello, Miss Barb. Okay, for those of you who are just coming in, there is a giveaway. I'm actually going to be giving away this set of 4 ornaments here. So if you want in on the action, just type in !raffle and you'll be entered in. I think there's still time. Is it? Let's see. Giveaway. Yep, you got about 5 minutes before we close it off. Okay, and again, if you're typing it in the comment section to the video, sorry, that does not count. You do have to be a subscriber, and you do have to type it in the actual chat. And if you're catching the replay, I'm sorry, but don't worry. I'm probably going to be doing more giveaways because, well, there's a lot of extra stuff that I have, and I figure it's time to start either using it up or giving it up. Right. So I didn't realize there would be this much red. I was hoping that the green would show up a little more, but I forgot that when you tuck it, you lose a lot of it. So maybe a red cord is not the best option, but I do have a silver here. Let's see how this looks. So just a hint of silver. I think that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the silver. So let me grab, did I grab the push pins? No, I didn't. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna be, these are dressmaker pins with the flat nail head. I'm just gonna start here at one end, and I will insert the pin there. I'm just gonna run this thin cord right alongside. I'm just gonna pin it right there in the middle. Now if you really wanted to be creative, before you can take a pin and do something like, if you got beads, you can place the bead on the pin and then push it in. I've done sequins as well, that works. So you don't necessarily just have to, or you can use something a little bit more decorative and put it on the pin rather than just straight pinning it like this. Works either way, your choice. Designer's choice, much like in quilting. One thing I will say though is, if sometimes, even for myself, when I do my cuts into the styrofoam, I don't exactly cut it straight. It kind of wobbles a little bit. And if you use a thin cording like that, that's going to exaggerate that. So you might want to do maybe, like right here, I got a 1/8 of an inch ribbon, which that'll hide it a lot more. Although you can't see red on red, but this is part of the reason why I use such a thick cord, was because these were not cut very well, or when I did cut it, it went a little jankety. So yeah, if you use a thick ribbon or a thick cord, it'll hide that. This was cut pretty good, so I'm okay with it. And I'll put a pin right there at the bottom. Ow. Not pin the styrofoam, not myself. Pin there. Throw that out of the way, and then we can start going down the other direction. Okay, there's a big gaping hole right there, so I'm not going to put a pin there because it's going to just exaggerate that. But Katie says, yeah, I've been doing some jar diving to make videos from and now I'm researching online to find the said items so that when asked about them, I can say where to find them if someone wants to. Okay, so she's got a secret project going on. Yes, you need to keep your mom happy. Yes, June. Try to be a good son. Ooh, okay. There's a lot going on there, so I'm going to move it to a different spot there. There we go. That's going in. I know a question that all of us can answer. What's on everybody's Christmas wish list this year? Did I grab the cord? Yeah, got it. Hello, Rachel Jewett. Can't wait to make them. Okay, well, let us know how it turns out. And we got one more. Whoa, no. Big hole there, so I'm going to move it to there. Put one last pin dead center through a lot of layers. Oh, didn't grab the cord. Come on, right there. Yeah, got it. And this is the last one. Okay. Okay. Lori Clark says, I'd enter, but our postal service is on strike, and that's why I would win. Aww. Let me get behind over there and fix that then. We had to put post on moderation because we've been having people who think they can post t-shirts to sell in our group and guess. Okay. Okay, so looks like the raffle has timed out, so let's pick a winner. Mr. Jim Bennett. I'll have Mom send you pictures of them when they're all done. Just absolutely love them. Okay. Only thing, Cat F says, only thing on her list was a scrap tower. I love it. I'll post pictures in the group later. Okay. Jim Bennett says his kidney disease makes another year. I have stage 4 kidney disease. Oh, Jim. Well, congratulations, because you just won the ornaments, according to... Yeah, you were picked as the winner. So hopefully that'll make it all better. Congratulations, Mr. Jim. So, Jim, if you could email me your mailing address at treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. Let's see. Can I... Let me type it in. If you can just send me an email with your mailing address, I will get that out to you ASAP. Eric, are you willing to split it into two? Yes. If you want me to send two of them to someone else, just let me know in the email and have that have their address in that email as well. So I can do that, no problem. Okay, but for those of you who didn't win, not to worry. I'll be probably giving more of ornaments and other things away in the coming weeks because, again, going through my Christmas crafting closet, I did find some things in which, yeah, I made them, but I'm probably not going to use them. So I'm either use it or give it away, right? In fact, I did find a wreath in there, which I need to give that away. So that's coming up. Okay. Now for the bow and the hanger. Isn't this a cute container? It has all my little ribbons in there. Run away, don't run away. I'm just gonna grab a number of these different, well, there's too much red. I don't want to use the red. But I'm just gonna take out a number of these different ribbons. Most of these ribbons, they're maybe about half an inch or so. Let's see, what does it say on the 5/8 of an inch? And they all came from the Dollar Tree. So don't skip out on Dollar Tree crafting supplies because they're pretty decent. There's that one. No, best, well, we'll see how it goes. I'll use that. Okay, I think that'll be good. So I'm gonna use this candy stripe one, and I'm just gonna use a mixture of these. Only thing about these is the little plastic covering is such a pain in the butt to get off there. Do I want to use this glitter? We'll try it. I've never worked with this particular ribbon before, so. Let's see. More glitter. I just had to clean up this table from the wreath on Thursday night with all the glitter, and now we got more glitter. It is the holidays, right? What's the holidays without a little bit of sparkle? Oh boy, I didn't cut it all the way through. Come on. Okay, I definitely have to use this ribbon because if it's this hard to get that little plastic thing off. There it is. Okay. So I'm gonna measure it about, let's just go 6 inches. Is that too small? No, we'll go about 5 inches, so about there. Okay, and we'll cut about 5 pieces off. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, and that will make 5. Does not have to be exact. You can do general measurement or have a general measurement as long as one piece is not so short. And you can always recut it as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next color. I do like this blue. So measure it about 5 inches. You can go bigger or you can go longer if you want. But we'll see how this 5-inch works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. 2. 2 candy cane. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're to put there. Cut those 2. Chop that off. Chop that off. Get that in the mix. And since I opened this one, the messiest one of all, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and loop one more time. There's 5. Okay, then this I will use for the hanger. So this I'm going to double it. 5 and another 5. So all right, now to get a decorative pin, which I forgot to grab. Okay, I can just use one of these then. No, these are too small. I need a decorative pin. Okay, this is long enough. Whoa. Okay, I must have missed a lot of things. Let's see. Hello, Miss Laura Sup. Okay, Jim says he wants to give one for someone here tonight. Okay. Email sent. Well, thank you. Let me just confirm that real quick for you, Jim. Got it, Jim. Okay. Okay, so Jim Bennett wants to give 2 of these away. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create another raffle, or we're going to do another giveaway. And we'll do it for... All right, so I'll do a green and gold. So again, we'll do another raffle on the behalf of Jim. So thank you, Jim. This time, you'll get 2 of these. So hello, Miss Around to It. We have to have glitter for Christmas. Yes, we do, Suzanne. The holidays are short, but the glitter stays around forever. Oh, ain't that the truth, Linda? um, let's see. Make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, Katie. Oh, she's talking to Katie. All right. Candice says, I love glitter. I used to make glitter tumblers and still held on to my tote full of glitter. One day I'll find something to do with it. Well, make an ornament. All right, so people are going at it. Let's see what happened to my little needle or my pin. So I will pin one side and loop the other end around, pin it there, and pin it right through the center. There's one. That one's a little short, but that's okay. Pin one end, loop it around, pin the other end. Whoops, sorry, I think I'm out of camera. And kind of eyeball where the center is, pin it there, and just stack it one on top of the other. Pin one end, pin the other end, and eyeball the center there. That's a small little loop. Pin one end there, pin the other end there, pin the center, or what looks to be the center. One end there, loop it around, pin the other end, and pin the center. I could have cut these actually a little longer. And we'll twirl it around, just kind of, there we go. Let's do the blue. Pin. Pin the other end. Pin it in the center. This is just an easier way of making a bow. There's a ton of different ways to make a bow for an ornament. I just find this to be the easiest way of doing it. Depending on the style of ornament too and how big of a bow I want to make, I will do various other ways of doing it. I'm just, for purposes of this ornament though, this is probably a good fit. Let's just put it that way. Now, you don't necessarily have to match your ribbons. I mean, you can go for like a much more scrappier look. So what I mean by that is, notice I grabbed the same color ribbon and I started layering it, but I could have just put random pieces on together. It's really not gonna make that much of a difference, or it gives it a different look. Let's just say that. Again, I call it the scrappy look. And last one. When you're doing this style of bow, you do want to have an even number of strips, not so much an odd number. Somewhere like I'm stacking a number of pieces together, so I did 5 of each, which might be a little too much now that I look at it, but it'll work. Main point is you don't want to do something like 4 and have an even number because it just doesn't look quite right. It looks a lot better when you do have an odd number of strips or pieces. It just works out better that way. And you can do, like I cut 5 of them, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to do as many strips like this. Like I could have actually just even stopped with the blue because that looked pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and, since I already cut, especially this glitter, I'm gonna use that, and then we'll see how it looks with the candy or the candy cane, this candy stripe colored one. But I do want to use up this glitter because it's getting all over the place. But at least the glitter is sprinkling joy. Yeah, remind me not to buy this ribbon again. Oh boy, that's gonna be a big bow. Make sure the hot glue gun is turned on because we're gonna need to hot glue this bugger down. Okay, so you do want a longer pin for this. I think this is like a 2-inch long pin. These dressmaker pins are like 1.5 inches or maybe 1.25 inches. You don't need to have long pins for that, but for this you do, because you are adding layers of these ribbon strips on here. You do want a longer pin for it, and you also want to make sure that the pin is going to stay in place, which is another reason why you want something a little longer. And I don't know if you can hear them, but there's a mariachi band playing outside. So if you hear some weird noises, it's them. There, so you can kind of see what it looks like. I think that's good enough. And then yeah, that's good. Now I can take my hanger. You know, it's so weird. There's right next door to this apartment complex, there's actually it's a casino, and it's a Hispanic themed casino called Los Ojos. And so a lot of times there's mariachi bands playing like really randomly, like right now, and it's kind of fun. Reminiscent of my old neighbors in my old apartment back in Los Angeles, where every May there was that one daughter that had her birthday, and they always had a mariachi band playing. So how fun. Okay. Whoa. Let's see. Is the raffle done? Nope, we got 5 minutes. So if you're just joining in, there is a giveaway. If you type in !raffle, you can enter yourself into that giveaway, courtesy of Mr. Jim Bennett. He's originally I was going to give a set of 4 ornaments away, but he's sacrificing 2 of them so that one of you could have one or a set. So thank you, Jim, for that. Okay, there's the top directional fabric. I'm just going to put a dollop of hot glue here because we do want to make sure that the hanger doesn't fall off. to kind of dip the needle point and swirl it around a little bit and press it all the way down, press it firmly. And there you go. Looks like a little toupee on the ornament. Of course, I could put, if you have jewelry or if you're a jeweler, you know, you probably have some like brooch or something you could put in place of or to cover that up. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay. One thing you can also do is, if you want to, you could kind of weave the ribbon in towards the center so that it'll hang better, but this actually hangs pretty good, so yeah. There's the ornament. And then of course I'll have to find something to kind of cover up that bottom section there, because it's a little funky. But there you go. Hello, Miss Kathleen Champ. Okay, so Jim Hansen says, I left my 4-foot tree up all year, didn't turn it, but now all I have to do is plug it in. It's a pre-lit tree. Oh, okay. I think I might do that. Just keep maybe like a mini tree right here and decorate it for different holidays, I guess. I've been drinking margaritas, if I could hear the band that well. I would be joining you there, Candace. At least there will never be a dull moment. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Hello, Miss Harriet Susan Franklin. Just hanging out with your friend. Really happy to be here. Well, glad that you made your way back here, Kathleen. Okay. And Jim says, Denise don't want no naked tree. Okay. And I got glitter to clean up now. I just love this container. Isn't it it's just so cute, and it fits all these ribbons in there so nicely. Oh, where's the other one? There. You know what? I'm probably going to be crafting with these later, so I'll leave that out. I'll leave this here because I'm probably going to use that anyway. Let's see. Oops. Oh, forgot this table is on wheels, so it just shifted on me. There we go. Okay, so we have about a minute for the giveaway. Let's see. What can we talk about for a second here? Oh, drop that. I'm just a mess tonight. I got glitter all over me now. I'm sparkly enough. I don't need any more glitter. Okay. Okay, 30 seconds and we will call it. Okay. Well, actually, while we wait for the timer, let me ask this question. Do you guys enjoy watching crafting stuff like this as well? I try to give especially around this time of year, I'll do a mixture of sewing and crafting stuff. So I don't know if you guys enjoy it or if you guys just like hanging out with me here. Because Thursday we did a wreath, and I found another wreath in my Christmas closet. So I will probably be giving that away. But yeah, I don't know. Do people enjoy it, or do you guys rather just stick with quilting stuff? Okay, let's pick a winner. Miss Linda Faust. Are you here, Linda? Okay, people say don't mind it. Love watching crafting stuff. You do beautiful work. Well, thank you, Kim. June Hansen is asking, Eric, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving? So, I have been, well, I was actually planning on doing some hiking trails out in Arizona. In a different part of Arizona, not Havasu. So I know I know somebody who are gonna probably ask, oh, so you're gonna go see Tiffany. But I will be in Page, Arizona. I've always wanted to see the Horseshoe Bend, and now that I have the chance to go, I'm gonna go. And a former coworker of mine, who is a personal friend, he's got family out in Page, so I may be joining them for Thanksgiving. Who knows? I'm the type of person, when I take these adventures, I tend to kind of go at the fly by the seat of the moment. So I might end up staying in Page. I might drive further up north into southern Utah. If you're familiar with Monument Valley, who knows? I might travel there too. So we'll have to see. But I'll definitely be in Page, or I might Page, then maybe go back, either go further up north into southern Utah or come back down, because I've also wanted to go back to Flagstaff as well. Yeah, and just go exploring. It's interesting. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country. So, yes. Okay, Miss Linda, congratulations. If you can send me an email with your address to treasureheartcreations@gmail.com, and I will get these ornaments sent out to you. So, so two of them are going to go to you, Jim, and the other two are going to go to Miss Linda. So congratulations, guys. All right, so that is it for tonight. The mariachi band is getting louder and louder, so I'm going to go party with them and have a good time. But I really want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight. I know for some of you it's late, and well, you stick around and you hang out with me, so I'm very, very appreciative of that. I will be on again this coming Tuesday at my normal time, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we have a few more blocks to do to complete the 51 blocks that I'm trying to get through on the Farmer's Wife quilt. So not sure what block number I'm going to be doing. I'll have to decide that sometime soon, very soon. And then it's kind of iffy. I was gonna try and do another live Wednesday night, but I haven't made a decision because, well, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Can you believe Thanksgiving is already next week? My gosh, where has this year gone? So, and if I end up going to Page, Arizona, I'm probably gonna be leaving Wednesday night. So it's a little iffy. Definitely will not be on live next weekend, as I will be out gallivanting, out and about. So enjoy your time with family on that. But I will be on Tuesday night at my normal time. So Okay. Congratulations, Linda, and congratulations to you, Jim. And thank you, Jim, for being so kind and considerate of just taking 2 ornaments and giving it away to someone else. All right, Michelle the Quilter says she's off to bed. It's 1 a.m. New York time. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Michelle. All right, guys, have a great Sunday. It's already Sunday morning for some of you, so but have a great, great rest of the weekend, and we will see you Tuesday night again. So, y'all know what I'm gonna say. Let's all get out there and let's all create something. So, bye for now.